Welcome to Pages of the Multiverse, where every universe has a story. Here, we dive into the hidden corners of Marvel and DC Comics, exploring alternate realities, forgotten timelines, and the countless versions of your favorite heroes and villains. In this video, we will dive into the story of Steve Rogers from Earth-70105. In this universe, Steve Rogers became Iron Man after the Super Soldier program was scrapped due to the death of Dr. Abraham Erskine. Rogers becomes a war hero, but it came at a price. The Iron Man in this universe made his first appearance in Bullet Points issue number 1. The Bullet Points universe is a world where one action has a huge impact on the Marvel universe. In 1940, during the Second World War, Dr. Erskine arrives at an airport to fly to Washington to examine test subjects for the Super Soldier Serum, one of whom is Steve Rogers, labeled as having a 4F grading. But before Erskine could board the plane, he was shot by a German spy. As he dies, an officer near him was also shot. His name was Ben Parker. As news reaches Washington, Project Rebirth is cancelled. General Phillips finds Rogers in the waiting room and tells him there's nothing more he can do. However, Steve insists he still wants to serve his country. Phillips hands him a card with an address on it, telling him not to be late. Rogers attends a secret meeting with generals and scientists, where they mention another project involving an armored suit they call the Iron Man suit. The general explains that the suit would give the wearer incredible strength, a wide range of weapons, and protection from any kind of damage. But the project was cancelled due to two main problems. First, due to the suit's mechanisms, there wasn't room for someone to fit into it unless they had a slender build, like Rogers. Without hesitating, Steve volunteers. But the general stops him, explaining the second reason the project was cancelled: the user would have to undergo surgery to have their heart connected to the chest plate to power the suit. The general also explains that if the user of the suit were to die while wearing it, the suit would self-destruct to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. The chest plate cannot be removed, as doing so would kill the user. If Rogers agrees, he will be in this for the rest of his life. Rogers accepts the general's offer to become Iron Man. In the weeks that followed, Steve Rogers underwent the painful surgery to connect his heart to the armor. But with his determination, he endures. At 4:27 a.m. in Guadalcanal, Iron Man makes his first appearance on the battlefield, and news reports soon tell of Iron Man leading troops in North Africa against German forces. Even with the praise he receives, the suit begins to take its toll on Rogers. Medical officers advise him to stop using it temporarily. But even though he's tired, Rogers is determined to continue fighting. With the war over, the world begins to look forward to peace, but progress in science still continues, marking the beginning of the gamma radiation age. Years later, Steve Rogers, a retired war hero, requires routine checkups with Reed Richards. Richards tells him that he is in perfect health, though his time as Iron Man caused tremendous strain on his heart. He advises Rogers never to use the suit again. Rogers notes that the military plans to create more Iron Man armor and that he still wears the suit for tests and experiments so future Iron Men won't have to endure the same process. Steve mentions that General Ross informed him about Richards's experimental orbital test rocket. Reed says it will require more testing before continuing. After years of looking after Rogers, Steve tells Reed that he has sacrificed his dreams for too long and now needs to take his own advice and know when to walk away. Reed asks if Rogers will be okay, and Rogers assures him he will. Days later, military officers approach Rogers about a new threat. They tell him that the nephew of Private Ben Parker, who was killed escorting Erskine, has been exposed to gamma radiation and turned into a green monster. They ask Rogers to don the Iron Man armor once more to capture Peter Parker. At a hospital, Peter sneaks in through the back door to visit Aunt May, who passed out after seeing Peter as the Hulk. She wakes, seeing him by her side, but before she can warn him, Iron Man appears, ordering Peter to surrender. Peter refuses and starts to transform into the Hulk. Iron Man quickly fires tranquilizer darts, but they bounce off Hulk's skin. Hulk rams into Iron Man, crashing them through a wall. Iron Man orders the soldiers to stay back while he handles the Green Goliath. He fires an energy beam, but it has no effect, and Hulk responds with a powerful punch to Iron Man's face. The punch is so strong that Rogers crashes into a bus, knocking off his helmet. Again, he orders the soldiers to stay back and protect the crowd. Rogers charges at Hulk to get his attention. Iron Man pleads with Peter to stop, but Peter refuses and begins beating him down. Hulk then picks up a school bus full of screaming children. Iron Man fires another energy beam at Hulk, making him nearly drop the bus. Rogers catches it, but as he tries to put it down, Hulk attacks. As Hulk grabs Iron Man, and Rogers tells him he didn't want to fight and that he's sorry. Then Rogers passes out. With Aunt May screaming at Peter from her hospital room, the Hulk hears her and realizes what he's done, fleeing the scene. A few soldiers run to check on Steve Rogers. But the battle has taken its toll on his heart, and it's revealed that Colonel Steve Rogers, aka Iron Man, has died as he lived. A hero. Thanks for watching. If you love multiverse stories, subscribe for new videos every week. Right here on Pages of the Multiverse.